Right, so let's continue now. All right, so really, I'm so sorry for that one. I don't know, my laptop suddenly shuts down. So, can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, as I'm saying a while ago, this one has its own pattern, and then the other one has its own pattern. So, as you can see right here, it's very obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, it's incrementing by 1. And then from here, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. So, it has its own pattern. So, from here, let's say we have a period of pendulum of 7. What could be the length of our pendulum? Can anyone guess?
49, sir.
Yeah, the correct answer is 49. So as you can see, even though it was based from a real situation, like, you know, having or using a pendulum, it even creates its own pattern, right? Which is, of course, you figure out it already, which is 49. So 5 squared, or this one, the pendulum is just squared to the result of the uh, length of pendulum. Okay, so 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25, and a 6 squared is 36. And then the next one is 7 squared, which is 49. All right. So yeah, that is another example. So let's have another example. So use inductive reasoning to solve an application. Oh, so all right. So we have already answered. Okay, this one. It's just the other way around. Okay, this one is 1 to the power of 6, 7. So the result is 49 units. So if a pendulum has a length of 49 units, what is its period? So 7. Right, so we have already answered number 1. What about number 2? If the length of a pendulum is quadrupled, what happens to its period?
Hmm?
If the length of our pendulum, this one, the left side, is quadrupled, what happens to its period, which is the period of pendulum?
Madodoble, sir.
Ano yan? Where's that? I heard someone speaks. So what happens to our period from your observation? Can anyone guess?
Tama yung
Sir,
kanina, sir. Di ba po madodoble?
Madodoble. Alright, so let's see.
No po, yung sinabi po nung kanina.
Alright.
Credits.
May sinabi ba dito?
Kanina po may nagsalita, madodoble. Yung pong,
Madodoble.
ano.
Ulit na. Alright.
sir, sa length po is, di ba, quadruple. Tapos, sa period po, madodoble po, sir.
Yes. Tama. So tama yung mga sumagot ng madodoble. So let's say we have here 4, and then if you quadruple this one, so just multiply it by 4, which is 16. Okay, so what happened in our period is it was doubled. So from 2 to 4. So para mas para mas clear, so let's have another example. So 9, just multiplied by 4, so quadrupled, become 36. So from 3, it became 6. So in here, we have confirmed that as we quadrupled the length of pendulum, the period of pendulum gets doubled. Okay. So here's the solution for the number 1 and 2. So number 1, we have already answered that one. And then number 2, it's quite a long explanation. Anyway, as we quadruple the length of pendulum, it doubles the period of pendulum based on our table. So of course, as usual, after having this example, you're going to have a quiz, which is very similar with that one. So the same 2 questions also. So what happens to the height of a tsunami when its velocity is doubled. Okay, so here's the velocity and then here's the height of tsunami. And then what should be the height of a tsunami if its velocity is 30 feet per second? Right. So 2 questions now. So I will leave this one to you guys. So just check the canvas later on. Right. So before we proceed to the next one, do you guys have a question so far or clarification? Question?
Answer.
All right. So the next one is kind of example. So consider the following features and the pattern suggested. So we have here the number of points connected and the number of regions formed. So let's say we have 2 number of points that is connected with each other. So this is 1 and then 2. So just connect those 2. So those 2 connected points can form 2 number of regions or 2 regions. So 1 and then 2. And then if we have 3 number of points that is being connected with each other, so it can form 4 number of regions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If we have 4 number of points which is connected with each other, okay, it can form a regions of 8. If we have 5, it can form a regions of 16. But what about 6? Okay, if we have 6 points, how many is our number of regions that it can be formed? So anyone who has an answer with this one?
54.
2, sir. 32, sir.
32.
32 number of regions. Form.
What about the others? What are your thoughts regarding with this one?
$32 rin po.
32 then. So I will give you guys 3 minutes, 3 minutes to 5 minutes to draw a real circle, okay? And connect any 6 points on it in all possible ways. And then count the regions this form. So does the result agree with your answer to part A? So of course, you might think that this one is 32, but we'll see on question or the next question, which is letter B. So kuha kayo ng papel. And then, or pwede yung paint nyo, kaso nga lang medyo mahirap yun. Pero pwede pa rin naman. Yung paint or pwede yung cellphone nyo. Okay, kuha kayo ng bilog and then put 6 points and then connect those with each other. Pero dapat malaking circle talaga para kitang-kita. Then after that, count the number of regions formed. Is there anyone who's trying to do it on a paper para lang alam ko? Or none of you is doing it?
Meron, sir.
All right, so si Miss Cario. Okay. So, wait natin yung result ni Miss Cario.
$32, sir.
32 then? Sure? So lahat kayo, 32. Is there anyone who has another
30.
answer? And
31 po.
31. Okay, what about the others? So we have 32 and then 31. Alright, so I think yun lang yung dalawang mga sagot. Okay, so in this one, okay, in this example, kapag sinulat nyo siya, okay, para mapatunayan kung 32 ba talaga to or hindi. So the correct answer is 31. Okay, so as you can see, it already breaks the pattern from incrementing it by 1. Well, may pattern pa rin sa taas, which is incrementing by 1. But in here, it's not doubling anymore. So yeah, it is true for the few steps, like 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, but on the 5 steps, or 5 steps rather, it is not true anymore. Okay? It is not doubled anymore. It's more, less doubled. Okay, so yeah, there appears to be a pattern, as I said a while ago. Each additional point seems double the number of regions. So guess the maximum number of regions expect for a circle with 6 dots. Check your guess by counting at the maximum number of regions formed by the line segments that connect 6 dots on a large circle. So your drawing will show that for 6 dots, the maximum number of regions is 31. Okay. So again, for you to be able to confirm this one, so you should draw it on your own. Okay, just draw a very big circle and then connect all of those 6 dots and count the number of regions. So not 32 as you may have guessed. So with 7 dots, the maximum number of regions is 57. This is a good example to keep in mind. So just because a pattern holds true for a few cases, it does not mean the pattern will continue. So when you use inductive reasoning, you have no guarantee that your conclusion is correct. So it's always 50-50 or maybe 70-30, okay, since you have your basis, but still, there's still a chance that you might get the incorrect guess or incorrect answer. So from here, we could say that, you know, applying inductive reasoning is not that accurate. It's always 50-50, as I said about it. Okay. But it is very helpful in our daily life. Okay, like for example, you're expecting a positive result, but you've got a negative result. So that means that, you know, may mali kang ginawa. It's a hint already for you to figure out what's wrong on what you did. Okay, so you can say that we do or we use or we apply inductive reasoning in our daily lives. So for example, lagi kang ano ba? So sa paglabas mo, may mga nakikita kang tao. So nakita mo yung itsura niya. Pwede may mga initial thoughts ka na or initial impression sa kanila. Ito, mayaman to. Pananamit pa lang niya, parang mga worth 10,000 na worth 15,000 na. Yung iba naman, mahirap to kasi tingnan mo naman yung chinelas niya, tingnan mo yung pantalon, yung damit, sira-sira na. Okay? So we have those kind of initial impressions or initial thoughts. Like, we're in pwedeng tama tayo, pwede ring mali. Okay. 50-50 kasi nga binase mo na dun sa ganito ganyan. So hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin, mayaman to, kaagad-agad kasi nga mamahalin yung mga suot. Pwedeng yes, mamahalin yung mga suot niya pero hindi talaga sa kanya yung damit niya. Pwedeng hiniram lang niya. Okay. So hindi naman talaga siya bumili. So hindi siya yung mayaman. Mayaman yung pinaghiraman niya kundi yung, let's say, yung kaibigan niya. Okay. So again, inductive reasoning is like always 50-50. Wherein we always do that one. We always apply that one in our daily lives. All right. So I hope may realization kayo wherein hindi nyo lang alam yung tawag doon, pero ang ginagamit natin lagi para mag-come up with this quick result, you know, yung pinakamabilis, just by looking at this one, okay, 32. Without even doing it in actual. Okay. So that is inductive reasoning. All right. So ito yung actual. Okay, actual na picture or representation of, you know, that the total count of numbers is 31, not 32. Right? So, ganyan kadami. Right? So, is there anyone who disagree with this result? Or all of you agree that the final result is 31? Hello, guys. You guys still there? Yan pa ba kayo?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So, ito yung actual result mo. Example natin. So, in here, as you can see, it is true for these four cases, but on the fifth case, it is not true anymore. So kapag may nahanap kayong ganito, okay, ganitong parang result wherein on the fifth case, sixth case, it is not true anymore. So we could say that this fifth case is a counterexample. So bakit counterexample? Kasi parang na-disapprove or naging false ng statement natin dahil sa fifth step na to or fifth case na to. Okay. So in that case, we could say that this one is a counterexample of those true cases. Okay, so what is counterexample? So counterexample is a true statement provided that it is true in all cases. Okay, so we could say that this is a true statement if it's true in everything. If you can find one case for which a statement is not true, it is called a counterexample. Then the statement is a false statement. Okay. So in the next example, we verified that each of the statement is a false statement by finding a counterexample for each. So let's say we have a pattern of 1 to 99. So we assume that in that 1 to 99, everything is correct. Or yes, everything is correct. But at the next one, which is 100, we've got a different result. So we could say that at that 100 keys or 100 step, we found a counterexample. So kahit gaano pa kadami yung correct few statements na yan, pero pag merong isa, okay, merong isang hindi na tama dun sa, or hindi na siya nagja-jive dun sa pattern natin, okay, you could say that it is already a counterexample. Okay? Kasi hindi na siya, hindi na tugma dun sa past few examples or past few steps or cases. Right? So let's have an example. Oops. Dapat pala tinanggal ko to. Anyway, so sobrang dali lang naman neto. So verify each of the following statements is a false statement by finding a counterexample. So for all number of x or absolute number of x, it is greater than 0. So supposedly, wala tong mga sagot na to. Pero ating mga nandiyan na yun eh. Hindi ko natanggal. Okay, nakalimutan kong tanggalin. So, yeah, as you can see right here, the counterexample of this one is 0. Because absolute number of 0 is still 0, wherein 0 is not greater than 0 anymore. Okay, so it is false in that statement already, or in that case. Okay, so can you guys still find another counterexample for number 1 aside from 0?
Yung mga negative numbers po.
Hindi eh. So let's say we have -1. Absolute of -1 is 1, right? And then -1 is not greater than 0. Oo nga. Tama. So,
Tama
hindi rin
po
pala
din.
nakakatapos. Yeah. All of the negative numbers. Tama. So, x is equal to 0 and negative onwards. Okay. All of the negative numbers. Tama. Okay. So, may additional dito. Very good. How about the second one? So, can you guys still find another counterexample other than 1 and 0?
-1.
The same lang then. So all of the negative numbers actually. Okay. So -1, yeah. All of the negative, tama ba? Yeah. All of the negative numbers. Okay. So aside from 1 and 0, okay. All of the negative numbers. Okay. So this one is
Sir,
also.
Pwede
Yes.
po yung ganun din po ba dyan? Kasi di ba po kapag yung negative number ang in-square, magiging positive po nun? Or tama po ba?
Yes.
Madodoble din po nun. Di ba po?
Negative 2
Ibig
squared
sabihin
will
po,
become
mas
4.
malaki pa rin.
Oo nga. So, mali tayo. Okay, so this one is true. Pero sa negative 1, negative 1. So, tatlo lang.
Negative 1 lang po.
Negative 1 lang. Okay. Hindi pala lahat ng negative. So, thank you very much, Mr. John, for correcting me that one. So, 1, 0, and then negative 1. So, tatlo lang yung counterexample natin for the number 2. All right. How about number 3? Can you guys still find another counterexample other than negative 3? Actually, there's a lot. For all square root of x squared is equal to x. So just take note that we calculate whatever is inside first, okay, before going out to the outer part of the operation. So para hindi kayo malito, okay, kasi baka i-cancel out nyo kagad, which is wrong. So dapat in a few, step by step, dapat ito muna, yung x squared, before doing the square root process. Okay. So yung nasa loob muna bago papalabas. So let's see kung bakit counterexample to negative 3. So negative 3 squared of this one. So if you squared negative 3, you'll get positive 9, right?
Yes po.
Okay. And then square root of 9. Square root of 9 will give you a result of 3. Tama?
No po.
When, sir?
Okay. And as you can see right here, our original number is negative 3. So on the left side, kapag katapos ng process, it is positive 3, and then the other side is negative 3. So that is why negative 3 is a counterexample on this part. Okay. So not all square root of x squared is equal to x. Like this
Sir,
one,
pwede rin po dyan yung negative 7, di ba?
Oh naman. Okay. Actually, negative.
Tama po ba?
Actually, negative 3 onwards. Or even negative 3 onwards lang yung mga pwede mong mas squared saka ma-square root pabalik. Okay, so 7 times 7 is 49. So square root of 49 is 7. Wherein positive 7 na siya dito and then negative 7 na sa kabila. Okay. So kahit isa lang naman, okay, you don't need to find all of the counterexamples. So take note, if you can find one case only, that is already a counterexample. Okay. Like in here, kahit isa nga lang yan, 0, 1, or 0, or negative 3 lang. Anyway, so here are the solutions of those given questions. So for number 1, yan, explanation. For number 2, ito. And then for number 3, ito. Okay. So I'll leave the reading part on you guys since nasagutan naman natin siya. Okay. So of course, after having that example, you're going to have quiz on that one, which is also similar. So verify that each of the following statement is a false statement by finding a counterexample for each. Okay. So just check the Canvas or Canvas later on for you to be able to see how to answer this one. Sobrang dali lang yan, very obvious na actually. Anyway, so again, after inductive reasoning, the next one is deductive reasoning. So this is another type of reasoning which is called deductive reasoning. So deductive reasoning is distinguished from inductive reasoning in that it is the process of reaching a conclusion by applying general principles and procedures. So in inductive reasoning, you're basing your conclusions from past examples, but in deductive reasoning, you're using now a proven principles or a proven procedures. So always a general assumption na dito. At at the first glance, ito na yung gagamitin mo, and you'll get the final answer right away. Okay. So deductive reasoning is the process of reaching a conclusion by applying general assumptions, procedures, or principles. Parang ito lang pinaka-definition. All right. So let's have an example for you to appreciate how to use or how to apply deductive reasoning. Okay. We use deductive reasoning to show that the following procedure produces a number that is 4 times the original number. So we have the same procedure, but this time we're going to apply deductive reasoning. So in here, we will replace the original number, okay, yung pinaka-first step natin, into a variable. So as you can see right here, we've applied the principles of, or the principle of mathematics, or yung variables natin. Okay. Since we could say that, choosing any number can be x, para, yun, pwedeng kahit anong number siya. So just follow the steps or procedures. So multiply the number by 8. So 8 times n. And then add 6 to the product. So 8n plus 6. And then divide the sum by 2. So 8n plus 6 divided by 2. So from here, you can simplify this one a little bit more. So from 8n will become 4n, and then 6 will become 3. And then the last one is subtract it by 3. So 4n plus 3 minus 3. So you can simplify this one a little bit more. So 3 minus 3 is 0. So giving you a final result of 4n. Which is, from here, kahit anong number yung pipiliin mo, very obvious, very obvious na siya. Which is always times 4 of the original number. Okay, so we started with n and ended with 4n. So the procedure given in this example produces a number that is 4 times the original number. So that's how our mathematician make a certain formula or a certain equation. So they base it from a lot of correct true examples, and then come up with a single formula para, let's say, with the use of these procedures, we can always come up with 4 times of the original number. So parang ganun. Okay, so proven na siya in that way of derivation. All right, so did you guys, or did you get the idea so far on how to use deductive reasoning?
Yes, sir.
So it didn't base on the example. Kasi kanina ginawa natin ng maraming example with the using number of 5, number of 6, number of 10, number of 100. So gumamit pa tayo ng 4 examples. But in here, you can just have one, wherein ito na yung pinaka gagamitin nating equation talaga. So 100%, this one is much more reliable and more accurate. It's just that, mas mahirap to, syempre, kasi kailangan mo pang alamin yung formula, yung procedure na tama talaga, instead of just relying on the observations like, inductive reasoning. So, mas mahirap siyang gawin, pero mas accurate. Anyway, so after that example, you're going to have a quiz. So, very similar with the past examples. So, nag-come up ka dito sa 4n. In here, ano naman yung multiplier mo? So it could be 7, could be 8, could be 9, and so on and so forth, using this kind of procedure. All right, so I will leave this one onto you guys. So next one is example of inductive reasoning versus deductive reasoning. So in here, you're just going to analyze those arguments, okay, and then determine whether they use inductive or deductive reasoning. So number 1, let's answer this one. So during the past 10 years, a tree has produced plums every other year. So last year, the tree did not produce plums. So this year, the tree will produce plums. So what did he use to come up with his result? Did he use inductive or deductive reasoning?
Inductive.
Inductive. May inductive ba? Sinong inductive?
Ako po.
How about the others? Deductive kayo? Sinong deductive? Anyone? Kung sino ang deductive para malaman ko kung meron ba? Deductive reasoning, wala. What about the others? What are your answers? Neutral?
Inductive, sir.
Alright, so dalawa ng inductive. What about the rest? Alright, so walang deductive. So the answer on this one is inductive reasoning. So why? Because as you can see right here, ito yung basis niya, during the past 10 years, a tree has produced plums every other year. Okay, every other year. So from here, you could say that produce plums, not producing plums, produce plum, not produce, or didn't produce, produce, didn't produce, and so on and so forth. So meron na siyang raw data or examples. So from here, last year, the tree did not produce plums, but this year, the tree will produce plums. So binase niya yung conclusion niya, okay, from this example or from this pattern. Okay, so this one is inductive reasoning. But how about the second one? All home improvements cost more than the estimate. The contractor estimated that my home improvement will cost $35,000. Thus, my home improvement will cost more than $35,000. So is this inductive or deductive reasoning?
Deductive, sir.
What about the others? So meron isang deductive?
Deductive, sir.
Deductive din, okay?
Same din po.
Deductive. So yeah, as you can see right here, yun na yung pinaka-point nyo kapag wala siyang pinag-base na example and then nag-come up na lang bigla-biglaan sa, sa kanyang conclusion. Okay? Yun ay dahil ginamitan niya na to ng, say, a principle or, from a real world example. Wherein always 100% ganun yung nangyari. So that, sabi dito, all home improvements cost more than the estimate. So it's like absolute that it is saying that, all right, so it will be always cost more than the estimate. Okay. So the contractor estimated that my home improvement will cost 35,000. So yung conclusion niya is more than 35,000 na kasi nga, ito na yung principle talaga. So this one is with the use of deductive reasoning. Okay. So of course, as usual, after having those two examples, you're going to have a quiz. So ito pala yung solution ng dalawa. So inductive reasoning and then deductive reasoning. So you're going to have a quiz which is very similar on the that example. So identify those two arguments, whether they've used inductive reasoning or deductive reasoning. Okay? So yeah, madami-dami kayong quiz pero konti lang naman silang lahat. Mga each quiz pwede yung tapusin 5 minutes. So maglaan lang kayo ng maybe 30 minutes or less than an hour. Sasagutan nyo na yung lahat. So yeah, hanggang dun na lang muna tayo sa topic na to. Inductive and then deductive and then a counter example. So again, tatlo lang yung topic natin for today. So that's the end of my presentation. And then just announcement. Okay. So yung coverage ng exam nyo will be from the start up to this module. So we have a total of 4 modules, chapter 1 to chapter 3. Okay. So yeah, hanggang dun na lang yung topic natin for midterms. And then next meeting, kailan ba next meeting natin? So Thursday, Monday, 9. Kasi exam nyo na, I think 11, 12, 13. So I will leave the Monday as your free time. So hindi na tayo mag-meet sa Monday since tapos na rin naman na tayo sa topic natin for the midterm. So free time niyo yung 9 para makapag-review kayo or para makapag-prepare kayo para sa midterm exam. Alright, so that's all for now. Wow.
Thank you, sir.
There's 20
Thank you,
of
sir.
us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you po.
sir.
Kanina, 12 lang Iba dyan. Tulog pa
Thank
hanggang
you,
alas
sir.
9. Kasaya.
Sir.
Right, thank you.
Plus
Bye-bye.
point.
Arigato
Yes?
Arigato gozaimasu.
Sir,
Ah,
plus point din sa one.
plus point saan?
Sa exam, sir, yung mga sumali sa Zoom.
Yun na yung plus points yun sa sarili nyo kasi alam nyo na, nakikinig kayo, yung iba, syempre, humahabol pa lang. Mas madali nyo maintindihan. So, mas mataas yung makukuha yung score.
Lahati na po nung discussion na nakapasok ako.
Sa lahat ng discussion. Sabi kasi 8 a.m. Sinabing 1.
Nakatulog po ako.
Bale, recorded naman lahat. So, don't worry. Just rewatch the video.
Okay po. Thank you, sir. Have a
Alright,
nice day
bye-bye.
po.
Alright, so I will end this one now since 10 seconds na lang yata. Bye-bye to
Shout
all of
out
you
kay-
guys.
Happy Teacher's Day, sir.